You WSB looking for that big win. Stupid retard. Just listen to this. You know it can't be wrong. It's very simple. Mullen went up 160% yesterday. It's gone from 52 cents to $1.95 yesterday, which is a 300% gain, and now it's lost 50% of that gain. So it's up 150. Well, it's actually up not even 100, so it's actually lost a lot more than that. Basically, if you look at the 52 cents low, it's at 90 cents now. It's only got 80% of its growth. If we look at the market cap, it's $21.82 million. Okay? So we know it's trading at, let's just average $1 or round up, say it's more expensive. That means there's 21 million shares. For every share is worth $1. If there's $21.82 million market cap, that means there's 21,820,000 shares available. Okay? So if we look at the options, if there's only 21 million shares in the entire company, then it would only take 200,000 shares or option contracts, 200,000 option contracts to make the gamma squeeze 100%. So the squeeze potential, like if you calculate the short interest from the short of the total amount of shares of the stock, in this case, it'd be the total number of option contracts compared to the total amount the company is operating at. Well, you'd be at 100% with only 200,000 contracts. If we look at the October for 234 days, so if they drag this out, turn this into a long thing, for a $1 in the money contract right now, or it's actually not in the money technically, so it's 10 cents out of the money, it's only 70 cents. If it goes to $5, your 70 cents is going to be able to sell for $4 in the money. So basically you'll make, if we do 7 divided by the 400, 7 divided by 40, sorry, because your bid price, or your bid price, where the $5 is now, and it says 410 on the put, that's basically what your call will look like. So let's just say you'll be able to sell for 410. So we paid 70, we get 410 for it. That's almost 6 times your money. And so just by going to $5, you get 6 times your money. Now, I want to show you some more evidence that how damning this is. So $70 for that $1 strike. If we take the 200,000 contracts that we would need to make it 100% gamma, divide that by 70, that's only 2,857 contracts. It'll be 100% gamma. And they're $70 a contract. All right, so next, let's look at this company again. So it's in the automotive industry. Honestly, I know nothing about the company. I don't care. I don't care if it's an EV. I don't care if it's gas. I don't care if they are losing money, and I don't care if it doesn't matter. I mean, none of these companies are going bankrupt. If one goes bankrupt, they'll all go bankrupt. But anyways, so the market cap again, 21.82 million at the 90 cents. Let's look at something. So the two biggest stocks to squeeze, let's say GME, outstanding shares, history. Let's see what we got here. Alrighty, so if we go down to 2020, we know that GME hit a low of $3 a share, $4 a share, and that looks like it was in March 2020. We had 64.46 million market cap. Inside that right there, that means Mullen, M-U-L-N, is 3 times cheaper than where Gamstop started at its $4 range. And right now, after it's been pummeled to hell, it's still at $100. And you can buy October expiring option contracts for the $1 strike. Oh, man. Like, even if it's not going to be nearly as big a company as GME and it's not going to be a squeeze, and let's just say it's going to be 1/10 the growth, that means it's still going to $10. 1/10 the growth of where it's at from today. It's still going. That means Mullen's going to $10 minimum. And so I'm just trying to give you a heads up. Right now, it's perfectly priced. Let's look at AMC. AMC. What has AMC got for us? All right, so 52.55 million. So when AMC was trading at $2.08 a share, it was still double what Mullen's size was. I mean, AMC had a lot of resistance at the $5 to $8 mark, and it kept going back down to that $8 mark after they finally relieved the pressure. You might not get 100 at, like, in the options, you might not get 100x opportunity like we have in the others, but right now there's no better chance of like a free risk where you know you're going to make something buying those October $1 strikes. You know you're going to make something, and whenever you're ready to cash out, because I mean, the more you YOLO in this, the smarter you are. I mean, the more percent of your account, if you got $1,000, is where you put $1,000. If you got $10,000, like, I mean, maybe you put 9,000 in, but like, you're not going to see this opportunity every day. So, yeah. AMC, GME, they were in similar situations, but not nearly as good as this one. If you buy the options to where you are going to potentially own 100% of the company, they will let that price go up and get you to sell. They will pay you off every time. This should be the only thing that WSB is talking about. It's a no-brainer. It's a top 5 most squeezable stock in the entire stock market right now, based off market cap alone. And if you think there's just no way. Maybe this will be the first time people see it for what it truly is, just a low market cap that can't go any lower. And next time, like, they actually just take the profits from this one potentially and go to the next one. Obviously, if you were to hold the options, exercise them for their $1 values, you would own the company, and then you'd be able to have a voice in the world. I mean, whoever you are, if you jumped into it, like, you're jumping into it with a bunch of other people. And if you're doing it to own the stock and to, like, basically you're buying a seat to the table. I mean, if everybody comes in and buys the company and it's just apes that own it, then you can create a new business plan where, like, all the apes run it. Like, you could literally try it, and like, no one could stop you because you could just vote on it. You could write up something to be voted on, and you guys can all just be on the same page and just think of ways that you can work together and do the things you want to do. And you can hold meetings and vote on what's the most important thing that a company should be working on these days. And that's where the mindset should be. You could buy a seat at the table. You might not be able to stop them from doing all the crazy things they're doing. Whether there's globalists out there, whether there's anything out there, it doesn't matter. Whether they're trying to hurt you, whether they're trying to help you, it doesn't matter. The only question is, can you do it better? Because everyone talks about it, they can do it better. So this is our group of people that actually think they can do it better, come together, and they could buy their seat at the table. You're looking at like $2 million. So there's 200,000 contracts. Hold on. So there's $200,000. That's what I was trying to do before. Times the 70 per an option contract. What are you looking at? $14 million. $14 million, and you own the company. I mean, not necessarily own it because the stock price still got to go up, but what do you think they're going to do when the gamma hits 100%? It's going to send a little signal to everybody that if they buy that stock, it's going to squeeze. It's the highest gamma squeeze stock on the whole stock market, is what they'll say, for $14 million. No stock has more options per market cap or per number of shares per percentage than any stock other than Mullen, is what they'll say. So if WSB out there got $14 million that they could come up with, you're guaranteed a 10x. But if you actually exercise the share and you do 30 million instead of 14 million, and then you buy the company from them, that's the real way to go. I wouldn't buy anything except for options in this at the $1 strike. I mean, if you get in, if it's at $3 already, you might have to wait if you get paid, and you have to be prepared to buy the dip. If you wait till it's at $3, I mean, there's still probably money to be made, but it's a different perspective for sure. This is guaranteed money. This is the money you can afford to lose because it's guaranteed. There's no cheaper stock this could happen to. 25 million, 22 million shares, got an option chain. If they dilute you, the $1 are still getting paid. If they dilute you after it's gone to the $4 or $5 mark, like, just be prepared for it to go back down. You should probably cash some and then buy back down if they crash it again. Otherwise, I just trade it sideways after it gets to a certain point, because that $20 million market cap that it takes to buy the whole company in stock right now, if they let it double to $2, it's going to be 40 million, which makes your dollar power half as valuable against them. So the sooner you get in, the better. This is GME, AMC, the next one. This is it. Now, again, it doesn't need to give more than a 10x. That doesn't mean it's getting squeezed past a 10x, but its natural value has to go above 10x, and it's already started from its bottom, and it can't get cheaper. This is the cheapest that it gets. So think about it, people. Think about it, think about it, think about it. I'm not invested, if you're wondering. I have no money. I start a job tomorrow. I'm going to be doing door-to-door sales. Hopefully make a couple grand a week. I got some plans what I'm going to do with it. Some of it I'm going to invest. Some of it I'm going to hopefully build a website. Thinking about starting another YouTube where I kind of connect to this one. But say, like, that's me unfiltered, and then this is me, everything you actually need to know. But one thing at a time, I'm going to start this job first and make some money.